So every Saturday, that's what she did. She would save the profits. So I learned about saving from her. I learned about how to start your own business, making money and collecting money from her. And she taught us how to spend money as well. Because what she did, each and every time when she would go buy groceries, she would sit with us and ask us what's needed at that very early age. So we'll sit with her and tell her this. So I saw how she also used sometimes the lay-by system to get us close. Because remember, she was a single parent. So I learned about the lay-by systems from her. I learned about Stockfell from her. So my mom is one of the biggest contributor into my finances on how to learning about money. So from being street vendor, the most important thing I'll always ask her, Mom, why are you saving money almost each and every Saturday? Why are you doing that? She told me that I'm saving money so that I can be able to take you to school because of I can see that you are intelligent. So because I was always like number one in school.
Oh,
I started school when I was
nice
5.
flex, eh?
Yeah, I started school when I was like 5 years. So even with that 5, I was the youngest in class at 5. So I became number one at 5. So my mom said, no, because you are good in school, I want to take you to school one day. So I want to have money. And remember, my mom didn't know about NSFAS. Those days, it was in the 1990. I think the first time when I started touching money selling, it was in 1990. So basically, that's what she taught us about money. So we learned about the money journey from home. And my brother and I did wonders when it comes to selling in such a way that we would follow seasons. They would sell different things. At our young age, I'm talking about when we're 11, 12, we'll have our own things that we're selling for ourselves. So when it's winter, we will buy slippers, we will buy hats, winter hats, we will sell that. And then when it comes to summer, we will buy caps. I would sell my Simba chips, sweets and stuff. With those 50 cents that you get from selling sweets, you make quite a lot of money. I can tell you from our profits during the 90s, we will make almost like sometimes on a Friday or Saturday, almost like on a busy one, you can make 2,000 to 3,000 rand for a day. So we knew how to make money. And then in December, my brother and I, he was good on following trends. I think he was so good. In December, I know that he would sell other stuff. He had his own, we call it mini game store. He would sell everything that at game store. They sell the plugs, the batteries and stuff. But there were businesses there were products that you find that during those are seasonal. He will always have them. So on the 31st of December, from the 23rd of December to the 31st, he would sell fireworks. And he made a lot of money. I can tell you during those days, there were not a lot of permits they wanted. He would sell almost like 10,000 a day. So
10,000 rands a day?
Yes, from cricket. From
At what age?
My brother at the time, it was like 14, 15, 16. And we'll buy our own branded clothing. Growing up in Middlelands, branded clothing were a thing. Yeah. So my brother at the age of 14, he used to buy himself some biblos. I loved your Sissy Boy, your Levi's and stuff, but then he preferred buying himself. So the most expensive jean I've seen him bought himself at 14 was a Moschino jean. At 12, he bought it for 12,000.
The Moschino?
Yes.
For 12,000?
Yes.
At 14 years old?
Yes. And he had his own shack. Remember, we grew up in a family house. So since we're having kids from our aunts and stuff, so he decided to buy his own shack. So he bought a beautiful shack. He put tiles.
Why is he wearing Moschino in a shack?
Okay. Basically,
it's an interesting thing because
at the time, remember we were not exposed to buying land, and land was cheaper at the time. We were not exposed to buying land, and the only reason we were selling is because we wanted to wear expensive brands, because other kids, they could be able to get that from their own parents. And with my mom, yes, she could get us beautiful and nice clothes, but we wanted these brands to fit in. So the most important thing we did was that, since she taught us that you need to make money for yourself if you want expensive things. So that's the reason we're selling. Actually, we're not selling to get properties at the time. We were selling so that we can be able to buy expensive brands.
But in your experience, based on what you've just said, isn't that what a lot of adults, even today, are doing? That we work so hard to accumulate this money, but it's mostly to cover our scars. Because what I'm reading from that is that it sounds like you and your brother grew up, your mother wasn't well off.
Yes.
So though you were exposed to selling, you were also exposed to poverty. And to cover the poverty, you needed to wear nice brands so that you look like other kids, and so that other kids don't see the emotional scars that comes from having
Yes.
lack. And then what I'm asking is, in your experience, isn't that what's happening in society today? That a lot of us grew up without, and as soon as we start having, we now want to cover up by buying nice cars, by buying nice clothes, by buying expensive champagne. Have you seen that? And how were you able to heal that in your own life? So it's a two-part question.
Okay. From selling, what I knew is that at the time, what I knew about selling is that it wouldn't have bought me a property. Because remember, my mom sold for years, and then she didn't even though she had money that she would keep away, she never spoke about getting herself a property. So that was never the language in the family. So the only time I started learning about properties, like I learned through my teacher in high school. My other friend, she was a divorcee, very old lady at the time.
Your friend was a teacher.
No, my friend, she was in the same class with me. She was renting a room from the teacher.
In high school?
Yes.
Yeah.
They come from the same village.
What year is this?
That was 1997.
Oh, back then when old people can be in the same class with kids.
Yes.
I remember.
Yeah, she was older than, she was almost like, she was
There was no
almost
night
like,
school.
yeah. She was 10 years older than me and a divorcee. She told me that I dropped out of school when I was married, when I got married. So when she divorced, her family encouraged her to go back to school. Since she came from the same village with a teacher, they encouraged her to go and study in Gauteng. They were from Limpopo with the teacher. And so I used to visit her because she was renting a room from the teacher. The teacher bought a bond house. So I always had interest in knowing how people buy bond houses. Remember, I grew up in 4-room houses. So I always liked the lifestyle that people live in those bond houses.
So let's quickly explain something. Guys, for those of you who are watching, what she means by 4-room houses, she means those apartheid government houses where you are not even allowed to extend them. You are supposed to live in a 4-room because you are a black person. You must be limited to smallness. And then a bond house would be the houses that back then developers would build and you'd finance it through the bank. That's why it's called a bond house.
So that's how we call them. So I was so interested because in school we had those kids the parents were teachers and stuff. So when we visit them, we would see the lifestyle. It would say, oh, this one, get it, she's girl.
They have a bathroom inside the house.
They have a bathroom. When you open the fridge, there's almost everything and stuff. So that's what I liked. And then I'm like, I want to live this lifestyle. And I want to live this lifestyle at 21 since I had an advantage of starting school early. So I'm going to finish my matric at 16, find a job. Okay, go to school, find a job. And then at 21, I want to buy this bond house. So from 14 years, that was my goal.